if you had to give some advice to folks who are thinking of, okay, like if I can get a handle on the exporting, the data structure, like all that, and I can get some time back and I can work on relationships with vendors because we do hear that a lot.
Yeah.
What are three things you would tell them that you should be always making sure of you're working on with improving with your vendors?
I would say, in more mature markets, knowing that a lot of what you're looking at on menus is negotiable. So taking the time to get to know people, get to know the products they're selling, get to know the value proposition of those products. And, this is a competitive market. So frankly, you're going to have to put product A against B against C, or brand A versus B versus C, and decide which to carry, because there isn't enough shelf space to carry every brand or every vendor that's available in a mature market. So that's one thing. I'd say more time for competitive analysis, knowing what your neighbor is selling. There's other tools that can, of course, help solve for that sort of data. But again, it's a very competitive industry. And so being able to research what else is out there, and maybe there's products on menus that you didn't even know existed. So now you have time to go reach out to that vendor and brand and learn about what they're offering and see if it's something that makes sense for your store. Lastly, like we're still, and we're always trying to find ways to engage our store staff in getting feedback from them, because all we do is look at numbers. We don't hear from the customers or necessarily our budtenders enough about what they're hearing about products and seeing about products. And we can look at run rates all day and night, but in the end, that's still not the full story. So being able to take time to connect with your teams, gather that sort of feedback, and implement what can be leveraged and what's actionable, to make sure that purchasing decisions can't just be based on data, but it has to be validated by data, is the way I like to look at it.
Yeah, no, 100%. I would definitely agree with there is a lot of the construction of a good menu comes from that on-one relationship with vendors to get the good offerings, right?
Yeah,
To kind of control your own destiny, right? And I think to your
absolutely.
point, like a lot of folks just think, well, this is what's available on the market, and I'm going to try to put everything I possibly can on the shelves because I want to give consumer choice. And it's just like it comes back to these like symptoms of, because it's so difficult to just aggregate all this data across all these stores to come up with decisions, you have to fall back on these like simpler ways of doing things, right? Which
Yep.
and
And
then yeah.
I keep giving the grocery store example, but it's not like we're leveraging brands that are necessarily well known or have a lot of visibility to consumers. So it's not like they're coming. Most consumer, I shouldn't say most, I don't have data, but I feel like a lot of consumers are coming in not knowing exactly what they're looking for, and especially not knowing a brand that they're looking for. And I find with edibles and gummies, that's the nuance where there's absolutely some stickiness to people. Just they find the product or brand they like, they stick to it. But someone who's using an inhalable likely may prefer a couple brands, but is honestly looking to try something new, and trying to find a new strain or a new terpene combination, new packaging, the things that can drive a consumer to choose one product over another, are just so different than other industries.
Yeah, oh, 100%.